everyone, my name is Shannon Cooper, and today my presentation is going to be about exploring digital solutions supporting struggling writers. I'm doing this for Thompson Rivers University, EDDL 5101, Educational Technology for Learning, and my professor's name is Keith Webster. So today I'll be showing you two different digital tools, Glitter AI and Padlet. And I'm going to be showing how both of them can support our senior students with learning disabilities who struggle with written expression. Okay, so in this presentation, like I said, I'll describe the type of technology I've chosen, explain why it fits my instructional needs, and discuss its instructional benefits. I'll review key technical considerations, demonstrate two potential tools, and summarize my evaluation checklist results. Finally, I'll share my recommendation for which tool best supports students who are facing writing challenges. Okay, so the instructional problem. Many senior students with learning disabilities face barriers when assignments rely heavily on written expression. As course demands increase, their supports often decrease, leaving them frustrated and disconnected from learning. My goal is to find digital tools that reduce writing barriers by providing alternate ways to express understanding through voice, visuals, and short written reflections. So why does this matter? Well, let me tell you. According to the BC Ministry of Education in 2022, overall 91% of our students graduated, which is pretty great. But when you look deeper into it, only 77% of those with learning challenges actually graduated. Now, this gap doesn't reflect ability, it reflects access. When writing becomes the main measure of understanding, capable students can appear less competent. By integrating inclusive, flexible tools, we can help more students demonstrate what they know and play into their strengths. Now, this is where technology comes into play. As Bates in 2022 explains in Teaching in a Digital Age, flexible asynchronous tools can make learning more inclusive. For students with learning disabilities, these platforms have the potential to lower anxiety and cognitive load by allowing them to focus on meaning instead of mechanics. They provide multiple ways to communicate ideas, like text, voice, or images, aligning with the universal design for learning principles that emphasize choice and accessibility. Now here comes the fun part, talking about the tools we found. Glitter AI is one of the ones that I found and something that I am quite enjoying and I'm going to try to utilize as much as I can in my own practice. Glitter AI is a creative microblogging platform where students can share short reflection through text, visuals, or video. It's browser-based, FOIPA compliant, and doesn't require logins, which makes it a simple and secure class for classroom use. One of the most powerful features is the teachers can create step-by-step guides. These guides automatically transcribe content, making them accessible for students who need visual or auditory support. The platform also integrates speech-to-text and translation tools, helping students express ideas in their own words and language. For learners who find traditional writing difficult, Glitter creates an authentic, low-stress environment where meaning matters more than mechanics. Here's what Glitter looks like in practice. Students open the site, type or dictate a reflection, and can add an image or short video. Teachers and peers can comment, building a supportive learning community. The format encourages creativity, authentic communication, and reflective thinking without overwhelming the students who struggle with longer writing tasks. And now we're going to hop into an actual mini demonstration. Hello everyone, and welcome to my demonstration about what Glitter AI does. So just to give you an overview, Glitter AI is a web-based guide creation and reflection tool designed to help teachers create step-by-step multimedia learning guides that students can follow and interact with. Think of it as a cross between like Canva or a blog or even a mini course builder, but simplified for teaching and accessibility. You can use it to create tutorials, lessons, or how-to guides, supporting reflection and journaling, capturing process-based learning with text, audio, or visuals, or making content accessible through automatic transcription and summarization, which I think is amazing. So this is a video that I took just a little bit ago. I thought I need to show you exactly what it is. So from the video that I created, what I'm actually doing a video right now as well, as you can see, but the difference is I've opted to only show my screen versus having that floating head of me talking. And I just wanted to show you both ways that it works. So this is beneficial also for those learners that perhaps don't want their face on screen. They're able to do it this way as well. So super cool. So yeah, I made a video. I'll just play for a few seconds. Oh, actually, maybe I'll go from the beginning because I think it's just doing the middle of it because I was confused. Oh no, I can't rewind. There we go. Hey everyone, I'm just going to give you a super quick example of how a guide is made. So this is STEM Activity Challenge K-2. It's all about, okay, so as you can see, AI then generated the guide based on my words. So this information here, like in this guide, it explains what it is. Let's get started. And then it does use AI to transcribe what I have said, just cleaning up maybe any nuances in my speaking or just making it more simple for the student, which I do like. You are actually able to change this though if you do not like what is said, and I'll show you. It also, as you can see, does screenshots. So AI will find the breaks in what you're saying and think, oh, new subject or something the student needs to pause on, something the student should reflect on, and it chunks your work, which I also really like, especially for those learners that maybe need more access points. This could be like, okay, read this little bit, take a break, come back, look at this is important, you need to review, go back to this step. I think it's great overall. So I'm just going to open up the editor. So as you can see, this is where you can change the words. It'll show in the video where it's said. And if you look, I'm going to scroll down just to show you how they got those screenshots. Oh, where are they? There they are. So as you can see, a screenshot is underlined purple, a clip would be blue. And what a clip means is it would break from the original video. So it would do the first little bit and then you're like, okay, I want the students to pause here. Then it'll just clip it and then have, or cut it, and then have the next one lined up beneath it. So it'll have the text in between and then new video. So that could also be like, you're letting the students know, hey, you need to pause here. So I thought that was really cool too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a pause right here, maybe a clip pause. And then it'll just, oops, sorry about that. Okay, video step, boom. And then it'll embed that into your guide as well. I also like how you can do some editing. So say you're like, you know what, I don't think they really need to know this first part at all. So I would like to get rid of it. So it's gonna delete the words and then it will delete it in your video as well. So it edits your video, which is really cool. One less step to have to worry about. So all in all, I really think you should check this app out, play around with it. There's got really good demos on there as well as training videos. So just get in there and play. It's really fun, and I think it'll be really beneficial for all of our learners. Thanks for checking it out. Next on the list is Padlet, something that we're all relatively familiar with since we did use it at the beginning of this course. Now, Padlet, as you may or may not know, is an online collaboration tool where students can post text, images, audio, or video responses to teacher prompts. It's flexible, accessible, and visual. Like a digital wall of ideas. Students can reflect individually or build on each other's posts. For learners who struggle with writing, Padlet's multi-modal options and visual layout make expression more manageable and engaging. Next up, I'll have a short video demonstrating Padlet, much like I did for Glitter, but just to walk you through it before we head over to the site, this is what Padlet looks like in the classroom. Teachers would set a question or topic, and students respond using short text, images, or even recordings. They can then comment on a peer's post or add reactions, making learning more collaborative. Padlet transforms reflection into a creative and social experience, helping students see their ideas as part of a shared conversation rather than just an isolated task. All right, welcome to my little demonstration about Padlet. Now, we've already used this in the class as students, so it's kind of interesting to go and check it out as a teacher. I highly recommend just going, getting the free one, but do know that it only lets you come up with a limited amount of boards before it'll just say you have to pay for it. So if you don't get it through your school district, you might just want to look at it, see if you do want it for your own classroom or if it's worth paying for, or if you want your district to know more about it. Most districts that I know of do use it, so you might actually already have it in your school district. But anyway, this is just what it looks like. This is the gallery. We can create some templates. Well, actually, I can't because I already used my 3 past the limit, but it is kind of cool just to check out all the things that they have and just play around. So let's just look at maybe an example. Number of the day, do a monthly class schedule. Oh, that's kind of neat. Okay, so it's kind of got those Canva vibes too. So it actually does offer quite a few things. I really like the discussion boards. As you can see here, it really lets that collaborative piece that we were discussing earlier of the students being able to respond to each other and post things, and also in a low stakes way because it's not necessarily a video where they have to show their face. So lots of opportunity in Padlet. This is just a little teaser to get you interested in checking it out yourself. Okay, so next up we're going to discuss technical considerations. When it comes to privacy and access, Glitter is browser-based and FOIPA compliant. Padlet can be used without student logins when teacher controlled and private. For ease of use and setup, Glitter launches instantly with no setup and no login. The students simply click on a link and they're taken to your guide. Padlet has a simple interface and customizable layouts. Teachers can create and share boards in but minutes. Student support and equity. Both tools need brief modeling and digital citizenship reminders. It's not something that you can just say, go check this out and respond. If you're sending them to a guide, that's one thing. They can play around. But if they actually have to create a response, they would need to have some modeling of how to do it properly, just like Padlet. Glitter works on low bandwidth. Now, this is important to me as an online teacher simply because I do have some students who are quite remote and they don't have the same access that students closer in cities would have. Padlet also functions well across many different devices and supports collaboration for all learners, where Glitter, it's more of that one-to-one support. To evaluate both Glitter and Padlet, I applied an inclusive and accessibility checklist that I developed from course readings and EDLL practices. The checklist helped me to look beyond surfaced features and focus on how each tool supports learning for students with disabilities. The first category was engagement and motivation. I looked at how each tool encourages participation, creativity, and sustained interest for students who often struggle with writing tasks. The second was around accessibility and inclusion, which included privacy, ease of use, compatibility with assistive technology, and the different range of models that it supported, like text, voice, and video. The final category was expression and feedback, how easily students could share their ideas, receive comments, and revise their work in a supported digital space. The checklist provided a consistent way to evaluate both tools through the lens of equity and universal design for learning. Okay, so it's time for the evaluation results. When it comes to engagement and motivation, Glitter encourages that authentic voice through creative short reflections. I also like that it lets the teacher kind of break it down more individually for each student. So you can make a guide specific to a student based on their need. Padlet fosters collaboration and visual engagement through shared boards. I like that as well. If I want my students to collaborate, it's more fun than just going into a forum post. At least I think it's more fun. When it comes to accessibility and being inclusive, Glitter is quite low stress. It's FOIPA compliant and simple to use independently. Once they have that first or second learning role modeling, then they're able to just click on the link and it'll take them to where they need to go. Padlet supports multiple expressions of learning and accessibility across different devices. So I know that I can use Glitter for my Mac and my PC, but you do have to download different apps and is it on everything, whereas Padlet, you can truly use it on your phone, your computer. It's like over everything. It's great. But I haven't done a lot of diving into Glitter, to be fair, to know if it's the same for Glitter, and it is still a relatively new thing. So when it comes to expression and feedback, Glitter promotes individual reflection and personal voice, where Padlet allows, like I said, that peer commenting, and shared discussion for deeper feedback. So it's really dependent on what you're wanting to get out of each system and what the expectations are. So when applying this checklist, both tools performed really strongly. Glitter best supports individual reflection, as I said, while Padlet is all about that collaboration. And I like the dimension that it brings. It enhances creativity and connection, but I find they both do, just in their own different way. So they've both got some really good strengths. Now let's review the instructional benefits of having these type of resources. Now these tools promote choice and inclusion by allowing students to show understanding in multiple ways. They reduce writing anxiety, support reflection, and encourage creativity. Teachers gain insight into thinking beyond written drafts, which supports competency-based assessment and UDL's 3 principles: engagement, representation, and expression. Together, Glitter and Padlet help bridge the gap between ability and written performance. I think it's awesome. Now it's time for my final recommendations. After evaluating both tools, I recommend Glitter AI as the best fit for students with learning disabilities in writing. It's simple, FOIPA compliant, and promotes independence and authentic voice. Padlet complements Glitter by supporting collaborative reflection and peer feedback. My next steps are to pilot Glitter in English 10 and Social Studies 10, gather student feedback, and share outcomes through school-based professional learning sessions. Both tools help make reflection more accessible and meaningful for all learners. Now in my job, we currently do utilize Padlet. We're always looking for the next best thing. And I feel that Glitter AI, though it is up and coming, has a lot of potential, especially for us to reach those learners who might not be able to utilize the Brightspace or distance learning platforms in an effective way. They need to have the guides that will then allow them to watch a video, have their work scribed, have the teacher's voice scribed, and you're able to put in checkpoints for the student. This is why I'm choosing Glitter to be the overall winner, simply because it just offers a lot more when it comes to those UDL principles. These are the key sources that guided this exploration: Bates for Access and Equity, CAST for UDL Principles, and the BC Ministry and Statistics Canada for Data and Context. All of the visuals, with exception to the ones that are labeled differently, came from Canva. This entire presentation was made by Canva, then put into PowerPoint, and then taped through PowerPoint or recorded through PowerPoint. I also highly recommend that you please go check out the Glitter AI. Just click on that link and just see what's out there. There's so many different tools that can be used for your students, and we're just able to reach them in many, many different ways. So it's a pretty exciting time in education. Thank you.